Hey guys, we're back with the letter. When we last left off, we started Ashton's job. But before we start, we got a little story to tell, okay? This is an alibi, if you will. So, today in class, like just a couple hours ago actually, like 3-4 hours ago, I was in my composition class, and we had to write a group paper, like 2 paragraphs. It sounds easy, right? But the theme of this 1 paragraph story. And, you know, the theme was kind of like, you can't run from death. And, so, everyone was like, okay, we all agree that we're all gonna die, right? And I'm like, no. Immortality could possibly come in my lifetime. I mean, no. I might not die. It's a non-zero chance. And they were just like, haha, look at his childish fantasy. One of them called it a childish fantasy. Delusional. And so 10 years from now, I want someone to comment 2027, just comment, hey, HorseyEatYou, thanks for inventing immortality, make sure to rub it in those guys' faces, because I'm obviously gonna invent Rick and Morty, and someone will be watching this because my channel will hit a huge like spike in viewers after Doki Doki Literature Club 2 comes out. After the first one, which is on my channel, go watch it. I've been getting tons of subs and tons of views. Like, the finale's at 12,000 views right now. By the time this goes up, it'll probably be like 20,000. Well, I'm not really too sure because it's not going up as much as it was before, but it's still going up. Anyway, that took, how long did that take? Oh, only 2 minutes. Okay. OBS. Where were we last time? It's been... Hold on, let's look how long it's been. It's almost been exactly a month. It's October 19th right now. I'm sorry, guys. Right, he's off the case. And then he suspects foul play, like corruption. I don't like... Oh, hold on. Opening a drink. Okay. I don't like it when she sees me like this. Which seems to happen a lot, regardless of what I want. What's he talking about? Not sure.
Rebecca, now's not a good time.
Oh, okay. The concern I expect from her when I turn isn't there, however. Instead, she just looks, well, like Rebecca. The storm I left brewing last night? It's right there on her face, ready to be unleashed.
When is it ever a good time for you? You're always so busy with everything now.
Yeah, it's, the girl he presumably had a crush on, like, heavily hinted at, just died. And he was investigating her murder. He saw her with her stomach torn out. I mean, it's fair to be busy.
How I find you here, sneaking out without even bothering with a proper goodbye. Not even a word. Really, I'm starting to think you're just keeping me around for my couch and my cooking.
Becca, it's not what you're thinking. I wasn't planning on sneaking out. I was going to say goodbye. I just had to take this call.
Oh yeah, what day is it? I thought this was the day after the murder, but actually, we're far into it, right? 29. Yeah, we're basically, you know, this was when he stayed over for the night. Okay.
Although I'm not gonna lie, couch is great. 10 out of 10. Would sleep again.
Stop it with the jokes, Ashton. I'm not in the mood.
Her bitterness is not lost on me, but at this point in our friendship, in our lives, how does she still expect me to answer that? At this point, our friendship. There's supposed to be an in, I think. What am I supposed to tell her now?
Are you still mad about last night?
She merely raised an eyebrow at me, which, to be honest, is all the response I need. Seeing her like this makes me believe those things Z-Man says. The part where Rebecca scares him. Sometimes. I've certainly seen this more than once already. But the familiarity of it doesn't really take away from the downhill turn this conversation is starting to take. Only an awkward cough serves as a way to stall.
Okay, of course you're still mad. But whatever happened last night, I really am sorry. I'll apologize as many times as you want.
I forget what happened. Yeah, let's look at the journal. Okay, so Marianne's in the cellar. Oh, the party happened. Okay.
If you want, I'd even kneel or something.
Ashton, an apology is nice and all, but that's not what I wanted to hear from you today.
Alright, fine, okay. Where do you want to start?
Oh, I don't know. I've honestly lost track of it by your third trip to the buffet table.
I wasn't... The drive up there took a bit. Can you blame me if I wanted to grab some appetizers?
Oh, come on, Ash! For the whole evening? For the whole party?
Right, though, the previous episode, it was him, like, eavesdropping during the party, right?
Please don't tell me that's all you did, because I've never known you as someone who pigs out. You even took great lengths to avoid me. Should I also mention how you ignored Zach? Sometimes I get the feeling you don't want to be seen with us in public. Some friendship, huh?
So, what's my tier list right now? Hold on. Alright, I need to get back into this. So, top of the tier list, Zachary. He's still, you know, he's still nice. Isabella, she's second on the tier list. I didn't really like her too much when I played her out, but I mean, in comparison to everyone else. Then, next, I think I gotta go with Rebecca. I mean, I didn't like Rebecca too much before her out, but at some point in her out, I was like, huh, she's not bad. And then, I guess, Hannah. I don't really have any strong feelings about Hannah. I could make a lewd joke, like, one of my friends does this one often. Oh, I have two strong opinions about it, because he'd be talking about her breasts, you see, because they're, yeah. Then Ashton, I guess, is at the bottom. Luke, I don't know how to place, just because really we know nothing about him. Also, Ashton has a gun. Okay.
You know it's not like that. It's never going to be like that, Becca. I was...
Oh, what's our friendship with people? Okay, Isabella and Rebecca are both pretty high up. Luke's is just rock bottom. I wonder if we could automax that. Ashton, Luke are out. Then, branching tree. Oh, where? Oh. I'd forgotten.
Maybe you even just used me to get into the party. You said yes to being my +1, but you were rather excited to just peel yourself off, weren't you? Honestly, I'm feeling a bit used.
Couldn't even look her in the eye. It wasn't that I liked her. I honestly wanted to be there, to keep Zach safe, to keep Rebecca safe. Just in case. Who's this just in case guy? Client or family friend. There's still a party hosted by a person of interest. By a man accused years ago of murdering a person's wife to get what he wanted. Ooh, okay. But then Chief showed up, Hannah Wright happened, and Luke Wright just couldn't be bothered to die peacefully somewhere. All of a sudden, none of my original reasons mattered. If I was found out, right then and there, heck, if Zach and Rebecca's connection with me was found out, who knows what might have happened. But Rebecca doesn't understand that. Doesn't understand what I can and can't say to keep them from harm. It's all in her eyes, the tight line of her lips, and her furrowed brows. The hurt.
I'll ask this again. Just what were you up to during the party? What were you doing that you couldn't even take 2 seconds to make time for your friends?
This day is just off to a wonderful start. First my case, now Becca. How do I even go about this? This would... Could I just have... be kind of honest with her? Hold on, I'm gonna cheat on this one. I'm sorry, guys.
It's confidential, Rebecca.
Oh, it went up. Okay. I prefer the it's confidential choice, but I figured it would be the bad choice. Wonder how many times I've told her that. Not just her, my mom, my dad, Zach, and even Isabella. How many times have I told them what essentially boiled down to mind your own business, make sure they're all safe, to keep them out of danger. My job isn't a game. It isn't as glamorous as the television portrays it to be. I thought so too, as a child. With this, should you say as the television or just as television? That's... Do both work there? Because usually, we'd say the television when referring to, like, the actual, like, object. And when referring to what's, you know, showing on the screen, we would just say as television. I think? I was so clueless back then, wasn't I? But boy did I learn. The good guys don't always win. Justice isn't always served. Investigation is not looking at a crime scene once to get a eureka moment. Sleepless nights at the crime lab with the tech guys. I don't know if I've ever talked about this before on camera, but have I mentioned how I don't like detective stories where the detective just instantly knows, oh, okay, that's how it was done. I'm a genius. I read well, this was like, I think I talked about it last time on the letter, so, yeah, it was like about a month ago. We read a story by S.S. Van Dyne, and it did that. Philo Vance, he's the detective, Philo Vance. He's like, oh, yep, I knew who the culprit was 5 minutes after I walked into the crime scene, but I couldn't tell you because the story wouldn't happen unless I dragged it on. Anyway, it's frustration when bureaucracy hinders you from looking into a case any further. Or when you know the suspect is guilty, but they get away scot-free on a technicality. Seeing anger and pain and despair with every case. It's the knowledge that catching the criminal won't bring back the dead, won't suddenly make everything be right again. I assume that line's because Isabel is dead.
I know you have a mountain of questions, but I've told you this so many times before. I can't say much more than that.
Still, the look on Rebecca's face, the resentment, and the pain, it hurts me as well. I think that I'm the cause of that. It's a familiar one, too. Something I've seen a lot over the years. Wonder how long it'll take before Zach starts giving me the same one. Heck, I've already failed Isabella. Even without any life in her eyes that night, I could still see the accusation on them. What a mess. I'm a mess. And it's the people close to me who have to suffer for it.
Official police business, huh? So you did use me?
Used. The way she utters it just makes me feel like a total scumbag. It's not like I did it all on purpose. I can't just hold someone else responsible for this, right? Who am I going to blame? The chief? Hannah, right? Luke, right? Doing so feels like cowardice. How do you say that? I mean, it doesn't matter. It doesn't change the fact that I'm the one who has to put up in this situation. Couldn't even look at her anymore. This guilt eating up inside. But then she laughs. Half-heartedly, with barely a hint of cheer in it. It's a laugh nevertheless. I honestly don't know what to make of that. What to do with myself upon hearing it. This sprite just looks wrong. That's just kind of something that happens with 3D sprites, I guess. They feel like less genuine than 2D ones. Most of the time. This is like a high budget, you know? Like, these sprites, they aren't bad. They're bad by any means. Just, I think the 2D ones would be better. It's almost like the mere sound of it is meant to pierce.
The least you could have done is tell me. Maybe I could have helped. Kept an ear and an eye out for you. I don't know. I could have been Irene Adler, maybe?
Her smile doesn't quite reach her eyes, but the mask. She tries so hard for me. Give her a smile of my own, though I imagine it comes off as unenthusiastic as hers. It's far easier to slip back to banter when it's like this. Just brush off everything. So, usually I just ignore stuff like this. Like, when I don't know something, I'm just like, oh, yeah, I know what that is. I'll look it up. Who's Irene Adler? She's a fictional character in Sherlock Holmes. Okay. I was kind of thinking that, but then I was scared, like, what if actually Irene Adler was the war-deciding spy in World War II that uncovered the Nazis' plan to go to the moon? You know, that would have been embarrassing. She's featured in a short story. She's one of the most notable female characters in Sherlock Holmes, despite only being in one story. It's often used as a romantic interest for Holmes in derivative works. Okay. She was in A Scandal in Bohemia. It's the third overall work. Okay. I only read like the first 1 or 2 stories of Holmes. I read the Scarlet Study in Scarlet, and I might have started the next one. I forget, but I didn't like it.
The woman? Don't flatter yourself. Nancy Blue, more like.
Is Nancy Blue? That's not a thing. Is that... There's a, what is it? Nancy Drew? Is that reference? Yeah, okay, I'll assume that's her. I've never read a Nancy Drew book, so... I know they're popular with kids in like 1st, 2nd grade. never touched one. Same with the Hardy Boys thing I just read. Despite, you know, being a huge fan of detective stuff, I hardly really touched it as a kid.
Her sidekick would beg to differ, Ashette.
Couldn't stop her grin from forming in my lips. Probably still has the photo from that contest. Keeps it in her old diary. Never did find either of the two after I threatened to burn them. In the end, she never brought it up again. We should forget about the whole thing. Wait, what? Oh! I think that was mentioned before. They made him cross-dress or something. The small smile on her face says a lot. Those are good times. But simpler. A lot more peaceful. Now, things have changed. No longer the same people we were as kids. Growing up together doesn't mean it always has to just be the two of us in the first place. It's a dumb notion to believe in. Nothing ever remains constant. Things will inevitably change through the years. That's something in visual novels that I see a lot. Well, this Japanese media. Well, by a lot I mean I've seen it as kind of like a theme for more than one story. Where change is looked at as bad. And I don't know. That's just something, you know, I'm not really too fond of. Because, I mean, change, it can be bad, but it can also be good, you know? In fact, it already has long ago. Not just with the people we allowed into our respective lives, but also with us, as people, as friends. It really does get complicated as we get older, doesn't it? Not everything has to be, though. Even if it's in the form of a promise, I have no idea when I'll be able to fulfill. Oh, sorry, that was meant to be one sentence, but...
I swear, I'll explain when it's all over.
I thought they just threw out the period, so... Silence afterwards brings an even heavier air between us. Something that Rebecca, thankfully, doesn't allow to linger more than necessary.
I suppose you have to go now, huh?
The situation's already awkward as it is. Dragging this out will only make it more... what? Difficult? Messed up? As if it isn't already.
Back to your case again?
I don't really have to. I have no case. As far as the job is concerned, I have the weekend off until I have to report to Chief on Monday. Although I don't want to just throw in the towel on this. Orders are orders. What day is Monday? It's 31st, okay. This isn't like the movies. I don't get to say, freak off, throw my gun and badge at him, give him some vigilante, save the day, and get my job back. I'd rather get my butt thrown in jail than do any of that. But it's also not in my nature to sit still and do nothing. It'll drive me crazy if I just idle about. Besides, there's someone who has to know about this whole Luke Wright thing.
Yeah, I need to go talk to Professor Clark. And there's something else I need to look into.
And then Professor Clark will be like, yeah, I'll deal with this. Then it's revealed that Professor Clark actually killed the woman Luke's accused of killing. And then Luke and Astrid get together and kill the professor. But the professor is actually immortal because it's 2027. That other matter she mentioned last night specifically. Same stuff Zachary has also been trying to tell me. Things even the news have been blasting out to the general populace lately. Evening, afternoon, morning. All deaths with the same motives? Blamed on a single serial killer. Or is it still the case?
Found dead in the early hours of the morning today.
Oh, looks like we... Well, this is either a choice word because, like, Isabella's dead, something like that.
The fire was contained within the room and no other tenants were harmed, according to Lux Swan Police.
We're grasping at straws as far as these murders are concerned. In the first place, I'm not even the one heading this investigation. They look at me treating it as if it's another high-profile case on my shoulder. How sad is that? Although all three of my friends have mentioned seeing something strange, I don't want to go into that line of thinking for now. Not yet. Not until I've exhausted every logical argument I could throw at it. To be honest, though, I don't know how to take all this anymore. But looking at the closed door of Isabella's apartment, couldn't bring myself not to act. And after Rebecca's claims last night, if I lose another person important to me because I didn't listen, there won't be enough regret in the world. Oh, well. Ashton, I'm sorry to tell you, buddy, but, when is Rebecca dying? Is it later this day? Oh, wait, 29th. 30th? Okay, yeah, the 30th. Well, tomorrow, buddy, you're gonna have a good... And then, I mean, the day after. Oh, boy. Frick. I can still see Isabella's lifeless eyes staring back at me.
Well, glad to hear you're talking to someone, at least. Even if it's not me. You sure you're not bothering the professor or anything? Don't you be a cheeky brat now. I'm sure he's a very busy man.
and killing people because he's the serial killer. Ghosts aren't real.
You pointed that out yourself last night.
Becca, even if he is, you know he'll make time for me. I'm his favorite after all, aren't I?
Think about... I get it now! I get it! The ghost exists, but is trying to warn them about the professor. I remember I had a theory. I kind of forget what it was, though. That, like, the professor and, like, the chief of police were in on it together or something. An attempt to keep things light again. The chief of police persuaded Hannah into buying the house. Because he's the one who brought it up. And because he knows about the ghost? Bad move, apparently. All I get in response to that is a roll of her eyes and a door being slammed shut in my face. Maybe he owns the house. It's never mentioned the names of the people who owned the house before Hannah, right?
I probably deserve that.
I'll just have to fix this on my free time. But then, never sure to have cooled off significantly. I have rambled a lot. It's probably just like a 10-minute video. And I made it 20. She confronted Ashton about what happened at the party the night before. Unable to tell her any details, the latter simply admitted it was confidential. Although she accepted this, her displeasure remained evident on her face. Hopefully. Right now, I can't laze around. Gotta attend to things that matter more. Find Professor Clark, deliver the bad news, then maybe also drop by Zach's. Check on him, hear what he has to say. He's also got that dang letter. He's also been saying odd things about a bunch of photographs. Might as well, while I'm here, like a paranormal detective? Or was it supernatural? Can't remember. Whatever. Wouldn't hurt anyone if I tried to get to the bottom of this. If nothing comes out of this, good. Everyone could shut up about the stupid curses and we could finally get back on track with their lives. On to more important stuff. If there is something.
I'll cross that bridge when I get there.
And so, with that last deep draw breath, step into the morning, setting aside my own problems for now, all while carrying a new set of uncertainties with me. If I'm lucky and Professor Clark has no other obligations today, I know just where to find him. Still the 29th, okay. Moderate crowd is already gathered at the park by the hour I arrive. So, it kind of seems like Ashton's viewpoint is different. Although, I mean, I guess that's just his thoughts. I mean, you know, in all the other chapters, he's been the, oh, ghosts aren't real, come on, think about it logically guy. But I guess he's starting to come around to it now because it's, you know, come to this point. Isabella's death being the major factor. And, you know, still feels kind of odd. People walking their dogs, kids playing a game of tag. If you're simply content to lie in their blankets with a book in hand. Cheers and laughter, mostly from children and families, lends this place some kind of warm atmosphere. I tend to avoid the park precisely because of this. I'm just reminding myself of the could-haves, but it's already over. Mom's doing well with her career. That's been fine the last time I visited, although neither are married. They're both content with their lives as it is. Probably the only one still caught up with it, hence my aversion. What's this song? I like it. But all in all, still a pleasant sight to see, but the kind who takes joys in such sights. Professor Clark does, and as expected, and I'm enjoying a walk around the place moments later. He's like, yo, what lollies can I get the ghost to possess this time? Oh, ho, ho, I'm so evil. Ho, ho. That's he's not Santa. That's not, oh, ho, that's... Stops as soon as he sees me, a small grin spreading across his face when I approach. His hand raised in casual greeting.
Not running today, Professor?
Ho, no, not today. Just thought I'd enjoy the nice weather before it takes a turn for the norm again.
And he exercises so that he can kill people better.
And to what do I owe the pleasure?
The guy certainly looks happy right now in any case. I almost don't want to break the news to him. But it's better to get this off quick as long as he doesn't shoot the messenger. He's not the type. However, long-held resentment can change a person. Even someone as mild-mannered as the professor.
Maybe we should sit down first.
Maybe his wife was the person Luke allegedly killed. With a slight gesture of my hand, lead the two of us to a nearby bench, away from anyone who might want to listen in. Not that there's much to hear, just for the sake of his privacy. I've said enough of this city's toddlers 10 years ago. There's definitely no need to feed any more fuel to a fire that has already died down. Oh, when did Hannah marry Luke? 7-year marriage. And that about lines up. This is mentioned Luke married her after. So yeah. I wait for him to take the empty space beside me before starting. Instead, he spares a moment to give me a once-over, quiet and unblinking during his scrutiny. Reminds me of all those times he's done the same back when I was still his student. Try not to flinch meanwhile. Once he's done, simply raises a hand, reaching up to correct his glasses. A habit, as I've learned many years ago. He does that once he's found what he's searching for. A nervous tick or an odd stand with one's person. Something to tell him about the one in front of him. The art of keen observation? I learned it from this man. It's very likely he already has an idea of what this might be about, from my appearance and expression alone. Despite this, he allows me to speak first, and wordlessly takes the open seat beside me. He smiles still on his face as he watches the scene in front of us. Funny how the world simply goes on while we sit here with this shadow looming over us.
I was hoping to talk to you about the case.
Smells him just the downer today. As soon as I say those words, look of concern replaces his sheer expression.
You aren't in trouble, are you?
For a second I hesitate, looking at the dirt beneath my shoes, but I manage eventually, after a long and ragged draw of breath, pick up where I've left off, while still fumbling with my words.
Well, I'm in a bit of trouble, if you can call it that.
He quickly raises a questioning brow then.
But I'm not in danger or anything.
You've said that same excuse a million times before, Detective Inspector. Those circles under your eyes and your slouch tell a different story.
It's nothing like what you're thinking.
Not haunted by
Don't
a
worry.
ghost.
I was just... I was taken off the Luxborn firm case.
I expect anger, frustration, maybe even disappointment. But all he gives me is a small sigh of relief.
Is that so? Well, at least you aren't in danger. Liz wouldn't be too happy if she saw you like this right now.
Liz? Like Elizabeth? Liz. Aunt Liz. She insisted I call her. Who is... Swing-tempered woman by so many standards. They're never blessed with kids and contented herself with simply managing their bakery. But she's the closest I had to a mom in the few years I'd known her. The professor, too. In the absence of my own parents in my life, the two felt the ache their separation left in me.
Believe me, you'll get an earful if you show up looking like that on her doorstep.
How many years has it been since then? 9? 10? I still remember it vividly. Two men, firmly dressed, briefcases in hand, a stern look on each of their faces. There are already frequent visitors to the bakery for a few months. Something about the lot being a prime property in downtown Luxborn. I think they were hoping to settle a deal with them, but neither of the couple gave in to their demands. Or should they? That quaint little shop was a dream for them. Aunt Liz sent me home early that night after a fruitless wait for the professor. Next morning, news of our bakery razed to the ground and spread across the whole city. One casualty. 3 weeks later, the property was sold to the Wright Enterprise. Okay. A freaking hotel stands in its place. Of course, an investigation was launched after the incident. Named Luke Wright was briefly at the center of it. With the lack of any evidence, the case ultimately went cold. The professor hides it well. However, I can tell that he hates that man to this day. He doesn't hide it that well. You might even blame Luke Wright for every tragedy that happens in this city. He's never blamed me, though, when I'm equally as responsible. I knew something's off the moment those men stopped inside the shop. Could have saved her that night. Could have prevented anything from happening to her. Called for help, or whatever. I didn't. So it continues to eat at me until today. The guilt. The Luxborn firm case would have been our chance at reopening that old case. It could prove Luke Wright of his crimes. Instead, we're back to square one. Wait, does he think Luke Wright is the serial killer? Because, come on. You know, only ask for mere rewards and comfort. Thinking he could still be this concerned about me, after my carelessness. After I've broken another promise the second time. People will never cease to amaze me. He said, about the professor that the professor might think Luke Wright's the cause of every tragedy in the city. Are you sure he's not talking about himself? I mean...
You might think that you have failed as an officer. Or maybe you think that you have failed me. And you know more than anyone. I would love to see that man taken down. If anyone deserves to be tried in high court, it's him. Goodness knows what awful things he's done. But I'm glad nothing's happened to you while you were working on this. That's what's most important. I'd hate to get news like that again.
Is the audio quality for him, like, lower than everyone else's? Suddenly he stops. Thoughtful look flashes in his eyes, as he thumbs their wedding band on his ring finger, before he continues, another habit. He's never removed it since that day. So we're playing as Apollo Justice right now. He's never thought once to remarry, even when he managed to continue with his life and return to some semblance of normalcy. It's his way of honor here, I suppose. But he couldn't bring to justice the man responsible for his loss. Some people are just hard to forget, and I understand that now.
It's not like another death. Yours or even his will bring back my wife.
I like how his mouth still moved even though the screen was like, you know, blurring out the screen. Don't quite know what to say after that, really. Should I apologize? Show some sympathy? Going into this, should have thought of something other than just breaking the news to him. As it is, seems the only thing we can do is feel sorry for each other's misfortunes. On another occasion, under different circumstances, would have accepted that, but...
And I don't know if I've told you yet, but the one in the news recently, the girl, she's the one you brought with you, yes? From almost a week ago. Miss Santos. I remember her saying she was their real estate agent. I've just heard about it. Although, for what it's worth, I'm sorry about what happened to your friend.
Oh, I just heard about it. Yes. I didn't hear about it the night of the murder. When I was there, hugging her from behind, killing her. No, the ghost was actually hugging her because of, like, comfort.
I don't know if this has anything to do with it. But if this is that man's doing...
Professor, please.
I came out more strained than usual, more than what I'm accustomed to when speaking to the older man. Maybe the things around me hadn't started going beyond my control. The letter, the mansion, supposed curse behind those. Still be quick to blame it all on the guy, too. As much as I want to keep holding him responsible for it, add another to his list of sins.
Please don't finish that.
All this time, afraid of myself over being the one to always know. But ghosts and curses? These are things completely out of my depth. Professor Clark's right in some way. Things would be so much easier if we just blamed Luke Wright for all of this. Just blame Luke Wright for everything. At least finding evidence would be a breeze, and I'd be all too happy to put him in the place he belongs. Although, if he was, in any way, also complicit to what happened here, legalities have my hands tied. But maybe that's my fault. I might have missed the ticket to closing the case once and for all last night. Only had done a better job during the party. And then the commotion. Just Hannah and Rebecca distracting me from my purpose too. I could include that gate crasher as well, even though it's only for a moment. So many things have gone wrong last night that
This isn't a prank! I saw something!
I mean, did you really see anything at all?
See? This is why I didn't want to tell you guys!
It's a trick of the light.
It's not a joke! Will you guys listen to me first? I saw something in the house earlier. It stood right in front of me.
Yeah, every time it's repeated that line, like 2 or 3 times, I'm like, oh yeah, you don't need to talk like that. You don't have to talk like this. Please don't.
If I hadn't gotten away, that thing might have...
Last night, at the party.
But it's real! What do you think I saw? It happened after, when I was trying to get away. I almost got stuck in the same room with that thing. We're all in danger. I thought you were my friends. Why don't you believe me?
That woman.
Why don't we all calm down first? I'm sure Isabella has her reasons too. No need to be hard on her.
Wait. That's a perfect place to call it. Let's overwrite that save. Yeah, we'll see you guys next time. Hopefully it won't be a month. I'm still busy with Danganronpa. I'm on chapter 4 as I'm recording this. Well, I'm not playing Danganronpa and the letter at the same time. Yeah, I'm just muting my mic, like OBS, and with Fraps, like XSplit or whatever. I'm recording Danganronpa, and I'm just muting my mic back and forth, like while the voice plays. You think I'm joking? Not. No. Anyways, guys, I'll see you guys next time with some more of the letter. Make sure to, in 2027, to comment about Immortality. Make sure to, remind me to tell my 4 classmates that they're all idiots and they don't get immortality. They can just die like a normal person. They don't, they can die of old age. They don't have to die immediately, but because they're mortal, unlike me and everyone else in the world. Okay, guys. See ya. Bye.